Guys, welcome back to Thotology. This is your 14th lesson. I'm here with my friend Jax. Jax, give him the lash plug.
You already know it.
You already know it. But I didn't get to say my favorite part. LLC, that's the important bitch part. But anyway, alright, so we're here today. Jeff's also here today just because we had to bring him with us. You know, whatever, it's fine. We let him sit here.
You just had to tag along.
You just had to be here, Jeff. Anyway, so we got a lot of shit that we're going to talk about. Stuff we're going to talk about today. So I'm really excited for this, and Jax brought it up, and I did not know. But did you guys know that football fantasy is ending? Yeah, football fantasy is ending, guys. Wait, what's it called, Jeff?
Fantasy football.
Fantasy football? No, football fantasy sounds better.
Yeah, football fantasy. Next I have my phone, so that's
because it's football fantasy. So yeah, it's ending, and me and Jax are really excited about it. I mean, I don't have a boyfriend, so I really don't know what it feels like to just have somebody constantly scream. What does he do? Explain it to me. What do you do, Jeff?
Whenever football, okay, my bad. Whenever fantasy football is going on. Every Sunday, I have to look forward to every Sunday, and you're screaming at the TV.
So
and then he gets mad because he lost, and then he gets happy because he won.
Wait, I'm confused.
It's just very sporadic emotion.
I don't know how it works. Does that mean like that you watch things that happen in real life and then they basically base their fantasy league on that?
Yeah, so like they get the draft players.
Jeff gave me the thumbs up. All right. So does that mean that they're just like large children like trading Pokemon cards? But don't you have another thumbs up?
I mean,
but don't you have to like
similar.
pay to play fantasy football? Another thumbs up. Okay, so there's just like a whole bunch of things that I just don't understand.
You pay to get in it.
But we're not allowed to like horoscopes. Okay. Well, guess what? You don't have to pay to read. Actually, you know what? I take that back. Sometimes you do have to pay to read your horoscope. But yeah, so I guess football, whatever, fantasy is ending. Super excited for you guys. Wait, Jeff, what place are you in?
I'm in 3rd place right now.
You better be number one.
Out of how many?
You better bring the money
12.
home.
Out of 12?
Yeah.
Jeff's in 3rd place. I really wanted him to say out of 4 people.
Shit, Hoodies in 1st. Michael's in 1st.
Oh, really? Oh, speaking
of
of our producer, Michael, who hasn't shown up lately because he's been busy with his alpaca farm, I think they can
Oh my god.
I think they can shear themselves, Michael. All right, we need you here.
He claims he has 3 jobs, but like
he doesn't.
We both know
It's 2.5 at most.
He's doing nothing.
Honestly, like I'm just tired of me and Jax carrying all their fucking weight, and I'm just saying when we get famous, they're not getting shit. I'm just kidding. I love you guys. But yeah, so football fantasy is, coming to an end. And speaking of football fantasy weather, let's talk about gray sweatpants season. Because I wore my dick sweatpants today, even though I don't have a penis.
It's the best season.
Jeff wore his dick sweatpants too. But,
Wow.
I mean, I'm hoping I didn't look because that would be inappropriate. Jeff, did you wear underwear today?
No, I'm free ball.
No. Are you really free balling?
No.
But he wore the dark gray ones, it's
So
he's a little off.
It's like Jeff's like, hey, I wore the dark gray ones, like I'm flirty.
Yeah,
but I'm also appropriate. Whereas if you're wearing the light gray sweatpants, you're like,
bam.
You're like, boop, dick swinging.
Doing. Eminem.
Yo, I do love gray sweatpants season. I really do. Yo, these sweatpants, I'm not kidding you. I don't know where I got them. I think it was I don't know if it was Fashion Nova, but they're like fleece lined. Best sweatpants I've ever worn in my entire life. I need like 17 more
I
pairs
actually just
of them.
copped some from Aerie, and I can never shop at Aerie, but like they actually had some like nice ass like lounge stuff. Like
These,
they had great,
so comfy.
like so soft inside.
You know when we buy things because like you want some things to be tight and then you're like, why do I have all these like form-fitting clothes? Because when you really want to lounge, you want things that are like three times your size. That's why you probably end up always wearing Jeff shit when you're being super lazy and loungy.
I fucking ask him all the time. He's like, take it off.
Take it off.
Don't wear it. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
I gave.
I do the laundry around here, so let me fucking wear whatever the hell I want.
Speaking of like sweatshirts and shit, have you ever given away one of your ex's hoodies to like another guy?
It was so fucked up.
I did it.
I've actually never done that.
So sometimes I do really fucked up things on accident. Like, I mean, it wasn't really an accident, but I was like, whatever. So I had this hoodie of my ex's that was like in my hall closet, but it was like under one of my military jackets. So for the longest time, I didn't know where it was. And so I had gone on a couple dates with this guy, like we said in the last episode. Jax is like, you always say you went on a date with a guy. Well, I did. And then inevitably, I decided that this was not going to work out. So then I had to go on another date, and that's where all these stories come from. So we were going to go to breakfast, and it was like kind of cold outside, and he was like, yo, do you have like a big jacket or anything? And I was like, let me check. And this dude was like 6'4". It was also, you know.
Yes, okay, gorilla. Like,
yeah, I'm like, you know what? So I'm like digging through my hall closet, and lo and behold, I was like, yo, I actually do have a hoodie that would fit you. So I gave it to this dude, and then he had to go to training, and I haven't gotten it back yet. And then I was like, you can just keep it. Or no, I said something. I was like, yo, make sure you give that back though. And he was like, isn't this your ex's? And I was like, yeah, but I worked for that and you didn't. Like, you didn't suffer for a year to get that hoodie. Like, it's one of those nice, like, gray quarter zip. Well, I love quarter zips. They're my favorite, man. I really do love a quarter zip. And like, and then I was like, you can keep it. It's fine. If I really want another quarter zip, I'll just buy one that's like 3 times the size of me. It's okay. But yeah, I've given away my ex's shit on accident before. And then I told him about it.
It's needed sometimes.
Yeah, you don't need their shit. Closure is bullshit. I'm here to tell you closure is bullshit. Like, we've already talked about this. Jeff gave a thumbs up. Would you just take your fucking mask off? Honestly, you are infuriating me right now. Like, this is egregious. Jeff, you know us. He's that scared of COVID, guys.
Oh no, he actually is. He'd be really like in the house, like scared of that.
Which is fine. Jeff's like sitting in the corner with his Lysol, like, don't come near me. Jeff's scared of 2 things: COVID and the dark. Wait, are you really scared of the dark?
Yeah, I don't fuck with the dark.
What?
Yeah,
oh my God,
he was
hilarious.
spot on.
Oh, I want to tell you about my gym experiment that I did today.
Oh yeah.
This is gonna. You haven't heard this, so today I was at the gym, right? And I was like working on my fitness, and I saw this guy that went to my school, and I was with my friend Dara, and I was like, yo, that dude's mad cute. And he had like some earrings in, and I don't know why I thought he was cute, but I was like, yo, he's cute. And I was
what was he?
What do you mean?
What was the race?
Oh, he was black, dude.
Okay, I'm just wondering.
How tall?
What does that have to do with
I'm just wondering. I'm trying to figure out Mariah's type, or if she has one.
Listen, I'm trying to figure out my
I've been
type.
trying to figure out Bitty's type forever.
That's so hard for me because people are like, what are you into? Like, what's your type? And I'm like,
what you like.
you know what? Let's sidetrack for a second, because I actually got really annoyed with somebody the other day because this dude that I've like talked to on and off, he was like, Mariah, like, you're so beautiful, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm just like, but I know I'm not your type. And that's why I feel like people shouldn't be so crazy on like your dating apps and shit. Be like, oh, well, this is my type. This is what I'm into. This is my type. Okay, because then you like me, and I'm just like, imagine how you would feel if like Jeff and you met, and he was like, yeah, well, my type's like really skinny, like boring white girls, and you're just like, oh, well, I'm not that. And then you guys have been together for 4 years. You're just like, hey, babe, remember when you said that your type was really skinny, boring white girls? You know? So, but anyway, back to the gym story, right? I called him Foxy, and my friend was like, bro, don't ever say that.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, there's a foxy-ass man over there, and he was wearing a Howard shirt, and I go to Howard, guys. And so I was like, yo, let me do an experiment, because I was like looking cute accidentally at the gym today, and I was just like, all right. I was like, Dara, I'm gonna do this experiment. I'm just gonna keep walking around this guy and see if he approaches me, right? Like with my headphones in, and she was just like, don't be fucking weird. And I was like, no, I'm doing it for science, all right? I do this shit so you guys don't have to, okay? And this is what I learned. If you, well, number one, I was also pulling a prank when I was at the gym, but I'm not allowed to talk about that on the podcast because it's super top secret. So this is what I'm going to teach you. If you're at the gym and you see a hot guy, right? Mm-hmm. Number one, maybe not on the day that you feel like you look like a gutter monster that just like crawled out of bed, but I just like was walking around his area, and like I would go like work out at this like things near him or whatever.
Were you making eye contact?
I saw him looking at me, but this is the funny thing, because you know I don't give a fuck, right? So in my school group chat, I was like, yo, I just saw this fine ass man at the gym, and they were like, send pics, and I was like, they were like, send pictures, and I was like, yes, bitch, I fucking will. And they were like, so in one of the pictures, I swear he's looking right at me, and they're like, Mariah, he's looking at you, and I was like, I don't give a fuck, because me, I'm like, I don't care, like, what are you gonna do, be like, don't take my picture? Well, you just came up to me and proved my point scientifically, so If I have to offend you to do it, that's fine.
That's
so
right.
anyway, so I was like doing this science experiment, and then something else happened, and I was like, I have an opportunity and another aspect of my life to pull a prank, and I only had a limited time to do it. So I was distracted from my science experiment, right? So then I'm laughing at this prank that I pull, and I like the guy, I see him like watching me, so I walk past him because I'm going to tell my friend Dara something funny that I'm laughing about. And he goes, hey! And I turned around and I was like, oh, I go to Howard. And he was like, oh. And then I was like, didn't even wait for his response. And I like kept zooming past him. Tell me why. So I go tell my friend Dara, I'm like, oh, look, listen to what I just said to this person, whatever. It was super funny. Tell me why 30 minutes later we're walking out of the gym, right? She's walking behind me and she's like telling me a story. And then all of a sudden she goes, Mariah, like I wasn't listening, but we all know I'm like partially deaf. And I was like, what?
I am too.
I was like, what? Because I was listening to her, and she was like, the Howard guy's chasing you. This dude followed me out of the gym. Girls, if you like him, ignore him. It works, okay? I did the experiment. It fucking works. Like, don't take your headphones out. Wait, just keep walking around his general vicinity. He's gonna look at you. He's gonna try to talk to you. You say, hey, don't take your headphones out. Keep walking. Dude, the dude's gonna be like, wow, this girl didn't even say hi to me. Like, she must really be on her grind. No, I'm fucking around. I had a Bang energy drink. I have way too much energy. I'm bit-bopping all over the place. And that dude literally followed me out of the gym. And she was like, the Howard guy. And I was like, no, I'm busy. And then I got in the car because I had to come here. So I'm just saying, if you like a guy, you need to fucking ignore him.
Do the opposite.
Yeah, don't just, because I was watching this TikTok the other day, and it's so fucking true, guys. Like, and listen, ever since I started doing the podcast, I have to remind myself, Mariah, you cannot give advice that you're not willing to follow, right? And it is so true, okay? If you like a guy, you have to ignore him, okay? Because we all want what we can't have, and like, this is why every guy I've ever liked, as soon as I stop fucking with them, they will not leave me alone. I have exes from years ago. I have a dude that I kissed in high school who will not leave me alone. He's like, he'll message my sister and be like, have you talked to Mariah lately? And she's like, no, and neither have you, you fucking weirdo. Like, you kissed her in high school, get over it. Like, this is fucking creepy and weird. So yeah, like, just ignore him, you know? So, that's my gym experiment, and then I also wanted to talk to you about the fact that I want to know if Jax has ever ghosted anybody. Speaking of, you know, it's experiments and social experiments and stuff like that, because I've definitely ghosted people, and I want to know if before you met Jeff, which was like 1,000 years ago, if you've ever ghosted anybody. And also, Jeff, I want you to take your mask off and tell me if you have ever ghosted anybody, because I know you have.
I definitely have. I don't have to take my mask
Yes,
off.
I definitely have.
He was on demon time.
Oh, really?
He was on demon time. So
Wait,
he's definitely ghosted
When you met Jeff, did you ignore him at first?
Yeah,
she
did.
Actually, she didn't. He got my number at a restaurant when I was like waitressing him.
Mm-hmm.
And then we actually.
Waitressing him. That sounds dirty.
Yeah, it sounds so bad. It was I was a server at a food restaurant.
She was serving me.
She was servicing him.
Anyways. Yeah, pretty much he got my number, and then he was like actually like hitting me up and stuff. But like we didn't.
So naturally you didn't text him back.
We didn't talk for like a whole year after he got my number.
Dude, why do I feel like the best love stories happen like that? Alright, are you listening? Girls, Jeff and Jax have been together for 4 years. If you like him, just don't text him back for an entire year. And then eventually he'll come around, right?
Yeah, after the year, he finally got the chance to hang out with me.
Wait, hold on, I have a question. So when you were texting Jax, were you still fucking around with other bitches before you met her?
Before I met her, like
yeah.
if she wasn't giving me attention, absolutely.
Okay,
Like,
great.
yeah.
Thank you for saying that, because you just proved my fucking point. Alright, because I had a situation recently where I'm the Jax in the situation, right? And I'm like watching, because we've all been the girl, okay, so let's use Jax as an example, right? We've all been the girl that like likes a guy and we're doing too much, and then at some point you've probably been the Jax, which is like Jax was like, fuck you, Jeff, like I'm on my own grind, you know, whatever, because Jax is a great woman, you really should model yourself after her, right? So recently I've been in like this situation where I'm the Jax, and I was just like watching from like our perspective, you know, kind of, and then like watching how he interacts with other women, and I was like mind blown. I was just like, this dude's trying to get with me, but like I'm watching how he like interacts with other women because like he's so fucking friend zoned right now. It's not even funny. But it's just insane to me to see the other side of it because I used to be the girl that would do too much, and like I bet when you were younger at some point you were the girl that did too much, at least with one guy.
I still do too much.
Well, you got Jeff though.
To this day.
But Jeff, what is it about her that made her different that you were like, fuck all these other hoes? Because clearly, this is my question. Guys will be fucking around with like random bitches, right? But Jax was blowing you off. So the whole time you were fucking with these other bitches, what was it about Jax that you were just like, I want her?
I don't feel like that's when he realized that he liked me though.
No,
like,
I know,
you know what I'm saying?
but like, so you're messing with these other girls, right? How come you didn't end up with one of them? How come you ended up with Jax?
I mean, like, I could just tell she was like a good girl, like, you know what I'm saying? So.
What do you mean, like a good girl, like a saint, or just like she's just like got great character?
Both, like,
okay.
Yeah, like, and then like, you know, back in my past, I would run with some different type
some
of
hoes.
Basically, yeah.
Hoes.
Yeah.
So this is what I was thinking too. I think women, you have to hold yourself to a different standard, right? And it's so crazy because I was talking, me and this guy were talking the other night, and he was just like, he said something, and he was just like, I said, well, why don't you just tell her like this, and that? And he was like, I don't talk to these girls like that. And I was just like, bitch, stop lying. Why you always lying? And I was like, I don't believe that because you talk to me like that. And he was like, well, you're different. And I was like, how am I different? Like, please elaborate. And he was just like, you've always been on another level. Like, you've always been on a different level. And I feel like if you want a guy to see you on a different level than all these other girls, because this is the thing, if you guys are not committed, number one, you need to stop committing to men. And I feel like we talk about this all the time, but I think it's really important to hit on because cuffing season is like, we missed the boat. I mean, y'all have been cuffed, but I missed the boat. And I'm just like...
You didn't actually miss the boat.
I mean, was I really... Like, here's the...
You missed the...
Like, was I really trying... Like,
boat.
was I trying to get on it anyway? I don't really know. I feel like I'm just like, do I want a relationship? I don't know. Because I really enjoy it. Well, we'll get to that. But anyway, what were we talking about? Because I had a thought and I lost
Ghosting.
Ghosting or, like, just... These girls, you commit to this guy before they commit to you. And, like, you're taking all the hard work out of it for them, right? And, like, this is the thing. Guys have to feel like they are pursuing you, right? And if you're sitting there and you're folding his fucking laundry and you're S-ing his D, did you see how I did that? You know, I took out the naughty parts. If you're S-ing his D, and all this other stuff, then he has no incentive to like pursue you and
work
like
harder.
And these other girls that are showing up at their apartment or whatever at 2:00 in the morning, and then he's banging them and then sleeping on the other side of the bed. Like, you don't want to be that girl, so you have to hold yourself to a different standard, and that's exactly why Jeff fell in love with Jax, because she's a good girl with wholesome character, and she's a businesswoman, and she's everything that all women should want to be, and she's not a hoe, alright? Now, caveat this. Let's caveat it, because I told y'all I was on one today. Alright, let's caveat it. If you're gonna hoe, you need to be secretive about it, okay? And like, this is my thing. So I've contemplated sometimes, like, so I'm not committed to you, right? So if I'm not committed to you, and I'm also not sleeping around. And I think as you get older, it's just you're like, I'm not, like, the first time you have sex with someone, it's usually whack, right? Because you don't really know each other yet, you know? Like, the good sex comes later, I feel like.
You're talking about the very first time you have sex, or like the first time with that person?
With that person.
Okay, yeah.
Because y'all might be in, you know what I mean? You just don't know each other well enough yet. You don't really know. And then, like, you get into your groove, and that's great. But I'm not willing to have mediocre sex. Like, so that's why I don't sleep around. But then, like, I've had guys that I know, they like me, but I'm like, I know you're still getting your shit on the side because I'm not giving it to you, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is my thing. They're like, well, why not? And I'm like, because I just don't feel like that about you right now. So you go sleep with somebody else. We're not committed. You might like me, but we're not committed. Go do your thing, you know? And my thing is, at least I'm not laying down with you. You might be doing whatever you're doing with that other girl, but guess what you're thinking about? Me. Guess who you're texting after she leaves? Me. Guess who you won't stop calling? Me. You know? And then this was running into a thought, and then I lost it. We were talking about like ghosting or whatever, and Jax, I need your help. I need to take my Adderall today. Oh, but anyway, listen. So you can't get mad if he's doing his own thing if you're not committed. You know what I mean? But girls, if you're gonna be quote unquote hoeing.
Oh yeah, it's about hoeing.
Yeah, like I feel like if I told a guy like I'm not serious with, if I was like, oh, like I'm going on a date, I feel like they would get mad. Jeff, would you get mad?
About what?
So say you're a guy, right? And you like a girl, but you fucked up, right? And so you're on like a probationary period with that girl. And so if I was going on dates, should I be honest about it or should I not need to tell him because he already messed up?
No, I feel like if you're like a real person, you should tell them.
But now, here's my question. If I tell him that I'm going on a date and I know I'm not sleeping around, is he just gonna get mad?
It depends. Like, me, I'm a different, like, I don't know. I'm
Jeff's not the jealous type, guys.
Yeah, like, I'm
He's
very
calm,
nonchalant.
collected.
Yeah, I'm very nonchalant with that type of shit. So, like, nah, but, like, I feel like a lot of dudes, like, be very, like, overprotective and, like, get very jealous and possessive.
That's what I'm trying to
it's
figure
like,
out, because I'm like, part of me is just like, I feel like some girls, sometimes we try to do stuff to make a dude jealous, but it's not even trying to make a dude jealous anymore. I'm just trying to live my own life. So I'm like, if you're not making me happy and this isn't working and we're not committed, I'm just going to go on dates and do my own thing. And I feel like it gets misinterpreted sometimes, like, oh, Mariah, you're playing games with me. I'm like, no, you're playing games with yourself. Like, you fucked up and I'm living my best life and you're over here crying.
If you're not together and, like, you're doing whatever, like, he has no right to get mad. That's what I think.
Let's talk about things that you can only do when you're single. I'm really excited about this because you guys have totally forgotten because you've been together for a million years. Are you ready? I thought of a great one on the way here.
You have to start, because I have to take.
Oh, great. Alright. Attending an orgy. You can only do that if you're single, right? Well, you can do it if you're... Hold on, here, let me explain.
You can sit out.
Party.
You can sit out and watch.
This is my thing.
You can sit out
I was thinking about all the reasons it's great to be single on the way here, right? Because I go back and forth. And I was just like, I really love that I don't have to ask permission to do anything, ever. Right? Like, say I wanted to attend an orgy and just watch, right? And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, so-and-so, did you know that your girlfriend Mariah, like, watched an orgy? And then I have my boyfriend calling me like, oh, Mariah, why did you go watch an orgy without me? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that you wanted to go. I just thought this was like a Saturday matinee and I got wrapped into it. And the next thing I knew, I was just watching what was going on. I'm not saying I participated, but I feel like that's something that you would fight about in a relationship. Like, how mad would you be if Jax went and watched an orgy without you? Are there places you can do that? I'm pretty sure there are.
Watch an orgy.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
She asked you the question.
Jeff's like, yeah, I definitely know
I'm trying to record, like,
I'm not talking about Pornhub, but, so that's one thing. Oh, sleeping however you want in your bed.
Oh, I do kind of miss that.
Wait, what size bed do you guys have?
We have a full right now.
A full? You have a full?
Yeah.
How?
I mean, we fit.
Bro.
We actually, it used to be smaller, okay?
Y'all wearing a twin? Like,
I think so.
What?
What's below full? A twin?
A twin is, it's a twin, full, then queen, then king.
Honestly, no. Like, when we first moved into our new apartment this year, we were at the furniture store about to get a king size. Because we looked at the California king, but they were telling us that king is actually better than a California. They're actually the same exact thing, but the king is longer, right? And the regular king
California king's wider, I think.
California king's just wider.
I feel like that's dumb.
It's retarded.
Like,
yeah, it's shorter.
Yeah, I was like, what?
California king is wider but shorter, and the regular king is just long and big.
Yeah.
But anyway, we were going to get it, but I realized we're trying to like level up.
Mm-hmm.
And we're trying to invest our money into something that's just gonna keep making money for us. We don't have to work
Yeah,
anymore.
not a fucking
So,
king
like,
size bed.
A bed is not like necessary right
I finally had to get a new mattress, guys, because I bought mine for $50 like 7 years ago, and I was like, wow, this is really giving me serious back problems. So I was thinking about this, so I was in bed last night, and I was just like, because sometimes I'll think about, like, I'm sure like you guys think of reasons that you're glad you're in a relationship, right? But like me, it's like you have to look at your glass half full and like not be a pessimist. So it's like some of my friends are always bitching about being single, and then I'll make jokes about bitching about being single, but I think we all know that if it came down to it, I would choose to be single rather than be in a relationship most of the time, because I just like to do whatever I want and not answer to anybody. Even if I'm not doing anything bad, I just don't like having somebody like up my ass all the time. Like, what are you doing? Where are you at? I don't like that. But anyway, I was laying in bed last night, and my dog, you all know Sheila, okay? She likes to sleep in the center of the bed, and I have to sleep around her.
Nice.
I have to sleep. Yeah, but she's a dog though. Jax is a human, okay? So my dog sleeps in the middle of my bed, and it's a queen size, so it's bigger than your guys' bed, and I have to like sleep in an arc around her. And then I was like, I'll try to move her, and she'll be like growl at me, and I'm like, oh, sorry, bitch, like my bad. And she used to be like respectful about it. Like she used to like sleep down at like the foot of the bed, and she doesn't sleep in the covers, right? She sleeps on top of my comforter, and then she has her own blanket. But the issue with that is you're sleeping on top of the comforter, so I'm trying to like pull my blankets, and I can't get them. And then I'm having to sleep around her, and I was laying there last night in this awkward position because of her, and I was just like, there's no way I can have a boyfriend, because I just bought a queen size mattress, and I'm not buying a bigger bed, and there's no way my dog is not sleeping in my bed. 100%, that's not happening. She's been sleeping in my bed for 5 years, so I guess the boyfriend's just gonna have to sleep on a dog bed.
That's valid.
Or like buy me a new bed, and I'm not moving it either. I gave my mattress away for free. I just put it in my hallway and put a sign that said free, and the next morning it was gone.
People eat mattresses.
Good deeds, man. But yeah, I don't know. What else? Okay, you have to think of something that you can't do. You can only do when you're single.
I mean, pretty much everything. Like,
what do you mean? What do you
can
mean?
do everything when you're single, and not everything.
Yeah,
when
what
you're
can you
not
not do that, like, when you're like in a relationship that you can do when you're single?
I mean, what do you mean, like fuck around?
Yeah, I'm not talking about sexually though. I'm just talking about like in general. Oh, I feel this is what I miss. Like
more like, okay, so like when you just want to be like.
Please say left alone.
That's actually where I was going with it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much is like you just want to do whatever you want to do. Go get your hair, nails done, and have no time limits to get back and like.
Yeah, you don't have to answer to anybody. That's what I
not
like.
give attention, all that stuff.
That's why. So I've been considering dating older men. My mom has been harping on me for this, like with this for years. Like, so my stepdad is 18 years older than my mom, right? And my fucking sister's boyfriend is like 20 years older than her. And they've been together for like 5 years, and my mom and my stepdad have been married for a long time. And they're always like, you need to date somebody that's older than you. And I'm just like, I don't think age is the problem. I think I just hate everybody equally, regardless of their age or gender or race or anything like that. I just hate everybody equally. So I just think I'm supposed to be alone. But I think that if I dated somebody older, it's like I feel like maybe I wouldn't have to deal with so much jealousy because they're actually busy, and then like they wouldn't be so up my ass like, what are you doing? Where are you at? You know?
Oh yeah.
Jeff, what do you think? You know what? I would love the guy's perspective on this. Jeff, what can you only do when you're single as a guy, but not do in a relationship? Besides, obviously, put your P in other people's V.
Like, just going out, just in general. Like, if you go out...
Jeff, you don't even like going to the club.
But
did I
say going to the club? I said going out, just in general. Like, anytime you step out, it's like... There's always just like that, where you at? Where you at? What are you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Dude,
so
I've never been that girlfriend, I don't think. I mean, sometimes, but really not really. Like,
I used to not be like that, though. I used to not do that at all.
Really?
Things change when you be in a relationship.
What happened? What'd you do, Jeff?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I mean,
wait, Jax, look at me. Did he do something? You don't have to tell me what it was. Just say yes or no.
I mean, it's not even.
She's like,
it's not even if he did something.
I plead the fifth.
Things change just in a relationship, and like.
Wait, do y'all have each other's locations?
No.
Do you think it's weird when people do that?
Yeah,
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, that's childish. You don't trust each other.
I kind of feel like that too. I feel like I've never given a dude my location.
You just don't need to. Like, unless I'm like, hey, I'm at a party. Here's my location.
But you know what? I will say this. It would have saved me a lot of time if I did do it. But I think that
you'd have the shaved head if you had locations.
I don't know, because honestly, this is my thing. I don't want a dude's location. I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, with the next serious relationship that I'm in, like, unless I was married, but even then I feel like it would be weird, because then it's like, people are always like, well, what if somebody abducts you? And I'm just like, okay.
That's why you just send a location.
They took my phone if I'm getting abducted.
Yeah, like, they're gonna take my phone, but I think that, I don't know. I feel like it causes more problems than it's worth.
It's not, yeah.
But, however, to caveat that, like, if my ex had been like, oh, I'm here, and then I was like, you're fucking lying, you know, then I could have ended things, like, way sooner, instead of, you know, the way things did end, which was, I got sent pictures of him having sex with somebody else. But anyway, you know, la-ti-da. But, I mean, I feel like, I don't know, like, I just feel like it's real stalkery, and, like, I feel like for example, like, do you have any of your friends' locations?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have my girlfriend's locations, right, and they have mine, but I forget about it, because that's the kind of person I am. Like,
I don't actually be looking. One of my friends, I'm not gonna say, one of my friends seriously deep into the fucking locations. She will make sure that she's following, like, even guy friends and girlfriends. Like, she has everyone's location, and like,
I'm like, bitch,
she will know where you are. she will like bring it up 2 years later and be like, "Nah, that's not what you said last year. Nah, nah, nah. You were at this house then." I'm like, "Bitch, where are you coming from? Like,
who
is
paying you to keep tabs on me? I want to know. And how much are you making?
She would definitely be looking at that.
Because I'll forget. Like, there's been times like my friend Kiera will call me and she's got my location. I think only like 3 people have it. And I forget about it all the time. And that's why I don't really care to give everybody my location, because I'm like, I'll have yours and I'm not going to look. I'm lazy. Like, I just don't really care most of the time. But she'll call me and be like, "Oh, I was just trying to see where you were at." And she's like, "Oh, well, I knew you were at so-and-so's house." And I was just like, "What? How?" She's like, "I have your location, you idiot." And I'm just like, "Oh, yeah, like, forgot about that." So, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about having to tell somebody, like, where I'm at all the time. Or, like, have you seen that thing? It's like telling your significant other where you're at, who you're with, and when you're going to be home, like, isn't controlling, it's respectful. What do you think about that?
That's controlling.
I see both sides.
I see the respect thing.
The respect thing is more if, like, if you're gonna be gone for like a whole day, you can at least be like, "Yo, I'm gonna be here."
Yeah.
Like,
no, absolutely.
But if it's like 30 minutes, like,
if it's like, where are you at? Who are you with? When are you gonna be back? Why didn't you tell me about this 6 months ago so I could put it on my fucking calendar? Like, I feel like that's fucking crazy, you know? Like, or my ex used to get bored.
Jeff like never plans anything, so like I definitely.
Yeah, Jeff seems that way.
He's very sporadic, so like randomly he'll just be like, "Yeah, I'm about to go blah blah blah." I'm like, that's when I start asking questions. So I'm like, "Why is this so random?" But like low key, he's been like that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm a little crazy in that aspect. But
well, it's because you're a Virgo, but he's also a Virgo, so I'm confused.
Yeah.
I want to know Jeff's whole chart.
But there's like double sides of Virgos, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's the chill Virgos.
Mm-hmm.
I am like Jeff.
I feel like Jeff
sometimes.
Jeff's, I think, like the very chill Virgo type.
Oh yeah.
I feel like you're more business oriented Virgo.
Like you know, are practical. Like
yeah, like you're very practical.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else did I want to talk to you guys about? Oh, are we actually savages?
Are we really as savage?
Are
we really as savage? We're not talking to you right now.
First of all, Jeff, you are hands down the softest person in this room, so I'm gonna need you to take several fucking seats. Alright?
The question is, are we really as savage as we say we are?
No.
I'm gonna say yes and no. Alright, so I'm
actually gonna say yes and no as well.
So I'm gonna spearhead this, okay? This is what I think. I think that you have to have the emotional intelligence to be like, yep, certain things I care about and certain things I don't care about, right? But Jax and I were talking about it, and we were talking about how, what did you say about like, oh, I was talking to both my boyfriends yesterday, and like these bitches be acting like,
she'd be like, oh, I got 3 boyfriends, like,
I don't give a fuck about nobody, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, bitch, why you crying then? Why you all
like next day, they spiraling,
shaving
and
their
the black
head.
Screen.
Yep, post
yeah, like,
don't nobody talk to me for the rest of the day. Blah, blah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
lunch,
but
like,
you're like, I don't have a care in the world. Fuck these dudes. Blah blah blah. I'm like, I thought you said you didn't care. You know, you really like if you're gonna talk about it, you gotta be about it. You know what I mean? And I think that it just comes with like self-value. Like that's why I feel like sometimes I am a savage a little bit. People think, I feel like people think I'm meaner than I used to be, but it's not that I'm mean. It's just I don't have time for the things I used to put up with.
I think I also changed as well in that aspect. I feel like
time
I used
is
to be
valuable.
so soft, and I feel like now, I wouldn't say I'm like, oh my god, that bitch is a fucking savage. Like, I'm not like a full-on savage, but like, I'm getting to the point where I will allow myself to be a savage if I need to be a savage.
Yeah, do you know what I think it is? I think it's people who don't know how to set boundaries watching us set boundaries, and they're just like, oh, she's mean. And I'm like, no, it's not mean, it's just setting a boundary. And once you get comfortable setting boundaries, people are like, well, you know, why is she saying no, or why this, why that? And like I was talking to a guy recently, and I was just like, listen, I was just like, you want to let girls in and out of your life, that's cool. You're saying you're serious about me, whatever, like this is a while ago, but I'm like, that's fine. I was like, but why would I believe you, like, with your behavior, right? And like I said, personally for me, I said, you live your life the way that you want to, but I am not going to have people floating in and out of my life because I feel like my time is valuable. So I'm not just going to like, I just say no, you know? And I feel like guys have a harder time saying no. Because y'all are more hoish, in my opinion. What do you think?
Say no to what?
Just like hanging out with people, or, you know what I mean? Like anything like that. Like, do you think that, or maybe girls are hoes too, I don't know.
It's equal.
The thing is
it equal?
I think
Tell us about hoish women, and I need you to take your mask off so we can really hear you. Tell me some hoish characteristics of a girl. Really lean in.
So,
Come on, I need to know. I want to know.
There's so many, like.
Well, get in here because we can't hear you that well, and I want the girls to know.
Just hoish characteristics.
Listen, Jeff's gonna tell y'all if you're a hoe or not, so pay close attention. Go ahead, Jeff.
Chances are you're a hoe.
Whoa! First of all,
like, no female is literally ever talking to one dude. So like,
what?
never in life. So like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it.
That's a damn lie.
That's a damn lie.
Yeah, that's exactly what every girl says.
Right,
no girl is a hoe, apparently, according to every girl.
We're gonna let him finish. Go ahead.
No girl.
So you
Okay.
don't think?
That ass.
No, we'll refute his response. Go ahead. I want to hear the characteristics of a hoe. I'm ready.
Okay, so yeah, like I'm saying, like no girl is ever really talking to just one guy. Like unless you're in like a really deep committed relationship and like, you know what I'm saying, it's really there. If she's single and y'all are in the talking stage, like bruh, you're not the only one, dog. Like, but that's okay, like, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, like that, I would say that.
But does that make her a hoe, or does that make her just keep her options open? What if she's not sleeping with all these dudes?
Chances are she's probably sleeping with one of them, like.
So, but what if she's only sleeping with one, but they're not committed?
Like.
Does it make you a hoe?
Yeah, like what if you're not committed?
You're living your best life.
Because just like a dude, this is what I'm saying. Just like a dude, like dudes could be the same way. You could be single. You could have a girl that you hook up with, and you might be talking to other girls, but you're not hooking up.
But
with
you're
girls.
gonna call me a hoe if I'm a guy. You're gonna be like,
no, not if you were sleeping with one girl.
All right, time out. The story that you just said like 20 minutes ago, where you were like, oh, if this dude's talking to these other girls, he's not interested in me. So I'm gonna just let him do him. Did you not say that?
No, I didn't say he's not interested in me. I said I would rather be the girl that's not sleeping with him that he's interested in, because I feel like he's interested in more than just the physical aspect. I don't want to be the girl that he's just hooking up with while he's got a girl like me that he likes. Does that make sense?
So okay, so like if this dude is fucking other girls while he's talking to you, you're okay with that?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I'm like I don't take you necessarily seriously, but
what would you call
we're talking about one girl. Having sex with one girl, maybe having conversations or going on dates, not sleeping with multiple women. You see the difference?
Finish saying your reasons. What were the other reasons you had going on?
There's so many reasons, like I can't just like pick them out. Like I'm not.
You only said one.
You can't think of any?
You said one.
Like there's.
Jeff, just admit it. Men are hoes and women are not. It's fine.
If that makes you happy, yeah, I'll say that.
It does make me happy.
Yeah, no women are hoes.
No women are hoes.
All women
not
are
here on
queens.
Thotology.
Yeah,
not
all
here on
women are
Thotology.
queens. Yeah, all women
Okay,
are
I'm
queens.
not saying that, but I feel like women who act in a hoish like way.
What is a hoish like? How do you act like a hoe?
All right, let me give you some examples, and this is not stuff from my life, but things that I've seen girls do. Like number one, these girls out here acting hard like, I don't care about no man, I don't care about this. People act like I act like that, and I'm like, that's really not how I feel, because if I met somebody that I really liked, there's nothing wrong with loving someone and being in like a healthy relationship, right? But because I'm not at that spot, I'm like, I don't need y'all, I'm self-sufficient, right? There's a difference. But these girls, I've literally seen girls be like, yeah, I was with him last night, and I'm with him today, and I'm with this dude tomorrow, and he bought me dinner last night, but then I was fucking around with him like that is like a lot, you know? And
but they're single though, so like how does that make them a hoe?
I'm not saying it makes them a hoe, but I'm just like...
That's what I mean, like
what I want to know is, listen, if you're happy, okay, but why do you feel... Does it take that many people to keep you happy? And like if it does, like are you filling a void? You know? Like because let's be
maybe you just like dick, like you know what I'm saying? Like
I don't think so.
He sees very there's no gray scale with him. It's either black or white.
I don't know. It's kind of hard to label like what a hoe is these days. Like at this point, what does that even mean?
I mean, I feel like
every girl's twerking. Every girl's got an OnlyFans. Every girl's doing this.
Every girl's got OnlyFans. Jax, do you have OnlyFans?
Like you know what I mean?
Oh,
like, bro,
you know what? This is the last thing we're gonna talk about today. This guy messaged me on Instagram and was like, "Why is it cool if girls have OnlyFans but not guys?" And I was like, first of all, what the F are you talking about? I was like, girls get chastised up and down for having OnlyFans. Like, immediately just like, not okay, right? And I'm like, who said a guy can't have OnlyFans?
And guys actually do have OnlyFans. But
exactly.
What I've been seeing, like, from watching YouTube and other stuff like that, and just knowing, guys that have OnlyFans, a lot of them are like, they're actually on there to hold that, but they're spreading actual knowledge. So like they'll have an OnlyFans and they'll tell guys to subscribe if they want knowledge on how to build a business, or like they're not actually using it for sexual reasons.
Yeah.
They're using it just another platform to make more money.
I'm just saying,
Like,
Jay-Z
just
sold
knowledge.
crack to fund his rap career, and I can't be on OnlyFans and not even be that provocative to fund my career. I'm just saying. I'm not on OnlyFans anymore because it almost ruined my life. It's not worth it, guys. It's really not worth it, I'm here to tell you. Plus, some of you hoes do not know anything about taxes, and I do know about taxes, and I'm here to tell you, if you don't, you need to stay away from OnlyFans, okay?
Taxes are crazy.
Yeah, alright, you can't evade the government forever. I mean, I'm gonna try, but you can't evade the government forever. Anyway, guys, we love you. Stay out the streets, girl. Don't get on OnlyFans just yet. COVID's coming back. Oh wait, it never fucking left.
Ghost that.
Just, yeah, I'm definitely not allowed to say that word, but what she said, yeah, ghost him, friend zone him, you know, whatever. We love you guys. Take care of yourself. Do some self-love. Take a fucking bath, you know.
Play football fantasy.
Shave your armpits or something. I don't fucking know. Alright, we love you. Seductress by Jax, and then Mariah Malabuji. Like, follow, subscribe. Blah, 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 blah. We're out.